Welcome to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, where world-changing spiritual entrepreneurs come to deeply awaken the power within to bring forth their greatest purpose, to create massive awakened impact for millions of souls around the planet, while enjoying being in tune with all life and real wealth in all aspects of their lives. I'm your host, Daniel John Hanneman.
And welcome, everybody, to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. I'm so grateful to share with you again. We're on our second episode of Rock Your Sales. Today, we're talking about Ask Your Source. It's such a simple idea, right? Ask your source. How many times have we heard it as spiritual entrepreneurs? But yet, are we doing it? And I'm here to give you some tips, pointers, and encouragement to ask your source for what you want in sales and more. Starting today, right now, and helping you to do that and giving you some, again, guidelines, tips, some opportunities to how you can do it in such an easy way to allow everything to be more effective for you. So that when you're, if you find yourself back in your head again and you're trying to figure something out in your business, rather than doing it the hard way, just trying to plow through, that you can just ask your source and let more magic and ease and miracles just happen and come into place. And, it's kind of like greasing the skids and allowing yourself to be even receptive to what it is that you actually want. So I'm about to just dive right into it in just one moment here. Do you want to meditate and make money? Let it be simple. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. Go to yoursacredpurpose.com and get your free Meditate, Make Money meditation today. Yeah, as spiritual entrepreneurs, like the bottom line is, are you actually connected? Are you actually allowing yourself to remember constantly that your source is your source? You're here to answer to the actual infinite space and source that you are over everything else. Over everything else. You're not here to answer to your business, your partner, your kids even, or parents, or this or that. You're not to answer those before you answer the source. You answer the source always first and last and in between. Okay, like you're answering the source for everything, really. And that happens to include the people in your life, but you're always answering to source. You're not, like what does this consciousness over here as my cat wanted me, and let me just pay attention to that, what I think for my mind and concepts, what that cat is trying to communicate to me right now, or my client or potential client, but rather what's my source telling me. So I said it's asking, but it's also like really listening to your source. It's responding to your source. And then it's also asking your source. So, might have to update the name of this episode, but it's really both. So it's being in that connection with source and then asking and allowing for what it is that you want. So what are the examples? Well, again, with the businesses that I work with and whatnot, and the businesses that I've created, different models. Again, the Academy for Invincible Healers was created again as a download. Me asking source, how can I help healers to own their gifts? How can I help them to get clients? How can I help to raise their vibration? How can I help raise the vibration, therefore, through that academy to raise the vibration on the planet? How can so constantly asking, how can you ask questions for, especially, given we're talking about rock your sales, for your business and your sales, how can you do that? How do you go about doing it? So it's not that you do it every once in a while, that becomes more regular or all the time. So one of the ways is to allow yourself to take a certain amount of time, perhaps each day during the week especially, or maybe on the weekends too, to just take even, minimum 5 or 10 minutes, and sometimes a lot longer than that. But you might want to schedule a longer session, like a, coaching with source session. Set it up for yourself to ask source the questions you need to ask. Okay, what do you want source from me to do in my business, today? Like these basic questions. There's so much information coming at us that even the most enlightened of us are forgetting sometimes to do this, or all the time, maybe even though you're meditating and doing all this other stuff. So are you even asking your source what it's asking you to do in your business? Not necessarily all the specific guides you have, which is fine and totally okay and appropriate, but first your source itself, just your deeper guidance. Like, are you asking? So I'm going to keep saying a million times, are you asking? Are you asking what's wanting to happen? All right, so that's the foundation. And how do you do that? You simply get in a connected meditative sort of state and you just start asking questions, whatever you're wondering about. Okay, let's say it's a yes or no question. All right, source, do you want me to do this or not? Okay, show me a number one or a number two visually. Two's maybe a no, one's a yes, or whatever. Show me a yes or a no if you're more of a visual person. If you're a feeling person, give me a feeling one way or another, yes or no on this, or it's like, is this a fit or not? And then if you learn to identify where your feeling sense comes from primarily, just center into that area, whether it's your whole body or your solar plexus, your heart, whatever okay, yes or no. If you're just a knower, just a no, right? Like, use your psychic senses. If none of that stuff works well for you, you don't trust any of it, and you like muscle testing, and you're already familiar with that without me having to teach a whole muscle testing kind of thing. Yeah, you can do that. It's okay. I think it's perfect for some people, but I don't find it to be the best way personally. But it is another way you can do it, and it's definitely way better than not, asking. So you could ask source, attune me to yes, what's my yes? And you could do with your fingers, like you're seeing here, two circles intertwined, rather than pushing down on your arm or something. It'd be like, what's my yes? Okay. What's my no? Whoa, went right through these fingers, right? So if you're looking through the video, you can see. If you can't see the video, go to YouTube, Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. If you're not familiar with this form of muscle testing, get your yes and your no, then you ask your questions. Okay, should I make $1 million offer this month? Oh, I gotta know. Okay. Should I be making 5-figure offers this month? Oh yeah, that one's locked in. See, I just did it. It's pretty fun. It's fun. It is. It's just not my favorite, but could be totally your favorite. Maybe it'll become more my favorite, doing more of it today, right? Okay, should I go for a walk today? Okay, yeah, I'm getting yes. So whatever it is, you can ask and we get a quick yes or no. We don't have to get in our heads and analyze the heck out of it, or go to our coach and have a whole session. It's because it's a yes or no. When you want to get into more detail and want more answers, okay, it's a yes, but I need detail. Okay, launch this product or whatever. Okay, how? Share with me how. When you want to get down to details, often letting source channel through you through writing can be good. Or if you like to speak, you want to record it, you could like channel the whole process through my voice right now. Okay. First, you'll, send them an email, then you're going to have them go to a webinar, then you're going to have them do this or that, whatever it is. Like, you're going to speak it out loud, like just sense from your deeper connection within the presence. Just ask and let the answers just speak through you. Just let it, make it up. Like I would say with this stuff, like, just make it up. Just make it up. And if you look at it later and you're like, that doesn't feel quite right, then you can edit it. You could change the answer. Like, no, I don't think that's the right answer, actually. But most of it will actually be exactly what you need to know, interestingly enough. So are you asking your source, are you doing these processes? So you got to take some time. Hey, anything every day, like at least 5 or 10 minutes in a concentrated period here or there. And then, you can do longer sessions, you can do a full session. You could also, just ask at any point there throughout the day. That's kind of my main way of doing it, on top of longer, tuning in. Just ask, just at any moment. Okay, which way, left or right? Like, if you do kind of your whole life that way, man, you will find yourself falling off of that at times, even when you practice it usually. But you keep asking, you get so attuned that in the moment exactly what to do with everything. How invincible is that? So train this ability to ask source for the guidance, for the direction, for the clarity. So that's one level of asking source. Okay, so let's talk about other ways of asking source. So sometimes you might be, it's not a question, but it's like something you're wanting. Oh, I want my next, 100K client or whatever, whatever the numbers are. I want my next client at this level. Okay. All right. Source, if it's genuine, if you're being genuine, if you truly want it, like, and even if you don't know if you want it yet, you could start saying like, hey, I like that. I want it, I like it, I want it, whatever. That's simple. You're not trying to make it happen. You have to visualize it for 17 seconds or all this stuff. Like, honestly, it's a matter of just clearly asking, yeah, I like that, I'd like that. I like that. I want it. Yeah. Yeah. And then and then from there, it's just like, have a good time. Just do whatever you're inspired to do and have fun. Have fun. If you're inspired to do nothing, then do nothing. But just ask clearly for it. Just in the moments you feel guided to even ask for anything, just ask for it. Just, hey, I want that. I like that. And then see the reason why we say be like the Abraham Hicks and stuff like that, or whatever, other teachings that talk about this, the reason why they say just feel good and just ask for what you want like this is because otherwise what happens, you get into tension and in your head, then you're worried because the mind doesn't know how it could possibly happen. Usually the things that you really want, a lot of times you don't know how it will happen, when it's especially a growth point. Like, it's not like the same old you're already doing. Like, it's a growth point. You're like, how is it going to work? So instead of being in that energy, it'd be like, it's more an assumptive thing. Oh, I assume that's going to happen. And but with the attitude, if I ask source for it, it doesn't happen, then it just wasn't for my highest good. And that's great. And so I'm so grateful because something better has already happened, and even greater things will continue to show up. Like, that sort of attitude with everything. So just being like, why should I be worried about it? I already asked source for exactly what I want. I know it'll happen. That or it'll be something different, and it'll occur to me. It'll come to a download. Oh no, I actually want this. It'll correct itself, or the thing will happen, and then you'll have a new desire for something else. So be light with this. If you never have any desires, I'm not telling you have to desire things either. Like, I'm not even telling you that, but I know for a fact that there's things that you will prefer or desire or need at times. And just, oh yeah, I like that. Oh, I need that. I'll have it. Yeah. Yeah. I like it and I'll have it. Not even that, expect to have it, but I'll have it. And then at the same time, you're knowing like, yeah, well, if it's not meant for me, it's okay though. You could say like only if it's for my highest good as well, if you want to, but sometimes that puts it in a weird energy, like you're questioning it too much. So just say you like it, like, hey, I'm interested. Yeah, I'd like to have that. And then it'll find its way into your life, maybe right away or over a period of time. It might even be months or years sometimes before it'll come to you. But if you keep, with that knowing, like, hey, I want these level of sales. I want to go to 7 figures. I want to go to, 6 figures or multi 6 figures, or I want to go to 8 figures, or I don't know, whatever it is. Like, I've talked to people that want all those different numbers, probably even more numbers than that, maybe, I don't know, usually in those ranges. So what is it that you're wanting? You just declare it, and then you're just kind of playing around with your life and you let it happen. That's simple. If there's things that are heavy in your life that don't align with that, then those are the things you need to look at and say, do I want us to keep this heaviness? What's this heaviness trying to tell me? Do I want to keep it? First thing is find out what it's trying to tell you. Like, if you're getting heavy about something, okay, what is this trying to tell me? You're asking the energy, in this case, indirectly, maybe asking source, because everything's source, ultimately connected one with source. Okay, what's this heaviness that I'm feeling in my back trying to tell me? Okay, what is this stressful feeling I'm feeling, through my entire body, or, what is it trying to tell me? Or what's this headache trying to tell me? What's this anxiety trying to tell me? What's it trying to tell me? and then to listen and then to respond, to give it what it wants, basically. If it tells you something crazy, then of course, no. But if it sounds like it's a genuine voice of what it really wants, then to respond accordingly. And usually, that's what happens. If it doesn't, you keep asking, what do you really want? They're like, whoa, that just doesn't sound right. It could be something crazy. Like, I just want you to take your socks off and run around the block. Okay, then you just do it. You don't even question it. Like, you just do it. If it says well, maybe if you cut off your left arm or, some weird, okay, cancel that. Right. So, okay, no, what do you really want? That kind of thing. Sort of like if you ask a depressed person what you want, well, I just want to be dead or something. Somebody said that, that's not what they probably really want. They probably want something else. So what is it that it doesn't want? So this kind of goes beyond, asking your source. We'll probably keep hitting on some of these things as we go through the series as well in more depth. But yeah, just making your intentions clear and asking source to bring it to you. In all your communications with people, and whether it's talking to team members or talking to prospective clients or partners or whatever, so when people are that you want to promo partner with or whatever it may be, whatever the scenarios may be, let source speak through you. Say, source, what do they need to hear? What do they need right now? Getting that connected. So, you just need to establish your connection in the first place. That's why I always talk about meditation. I constantly talk about the Meditate, Make Money meditation on my yoursacredpurpose.com website, because you've got to establish the connection in the first place. Otherwise, you may not understand what your source is trying to tell you. Okay, so these are all, this is all simple, basic ways. And that's all you really need mostly is a basic. I could give more and more in-depth, ideas and ways you can do these things, to ask your source for things. But yeah, these are the basics. Are you even doing those things? Are you allowing yourself to, first and foremost, follow your energy state? Okay. I think density and feeling stress and stuff is telling you you're going probably not in the right direction currently. There's something off with your thinking and your approach, or what you're doing isn't the right actions to be taking, or something. It's trying to tell you something. So that's where you need to pause, listen to those feelings, get expanded again. And, you can ask those energies what they want. And then when we get from that place, you can really go into even easier anyway, into maybe, and not always, it could be different, but usually it's easier to hear your guidance when you're in a higher vibration. So you go to higher vibrations, you ask your source, okay, what wants to happen here? What's my next step? If anything, you listen and you take those steps, okay? So it's a really simple thing. It's a simple system. Gives you so much opportunity to be lighter and to have what you want. Everybody says you should be believing this, you should be above this or that. What we need to start doing, you should do your sales this way, or you should do your life this way even. Then why don't you just, ask source rather than weighing it out in your head and then, or researching it to see what your opinion should be on something about your marketing or your sales or your worldview or whatever. Just ask your source, okay, is this the direction to go? Is it not the direction to go? Ask your source. Okay, what are some things, again, to ask your source for? Kind of clients you want, especially if you're a service-based business, but really any business is absolutely critical. What resources you want, what kind of flow of money, and how you want the money to be. Yeah, there's just no end, details of a launch, if you do launches, details of how to serve your clients, details about anything, how you're going to do your next event, how you're going to do anything. Just ask your source. It'll show you brilliantly exactly how to increase your sales, how to serve your customers more, how to keep, how do I have more repeat customers? How do I have more referrals? Ask your source. I can do all kinds of shows about what knowledge I have to share with you, and that would be helpful. Maybe you would implement that, or maybe you would implement none of it. But I know when you hear it from your source, and if you're like me, you'll be much more likely to do it than an expert is telling you, hey, this is the way it is, just do it. We tend to listen. For those of us that are spiritual, we're rebels. We want to listen to our own guidance. We don't want to be told what to do. So I'll give information to my clients, but ultimately I want, typically anyway, always at the end of the day, I want them to do what they feel is true for them 100%. So, okay. So, all right. Well, I hope that was helpful to you. And as your intuitive alchemist, intuitive business alchemist coach, I should say, playing with those words. I've been calling myself an intuitive coach for a long time, but I'm really an alchemist. I help to bring the different elements of your being and your business all together, so everything, aligns and expands in the way that it wants to. And so I'm grateful to share some of these tips with you today around asking your source. Okay. All right. So I'm grateful for you again. Check out my meditation, How to Meditate and Make Money, at yoursacredpurpose.com, and that will help you with understanding a little bit more about how to utilize meditation to make money and give you a wonderful meditation to download your answers every day. Okay, so check that out at yoursacredpurpose.com. Okay. Lots of love. And like I always say, keep on tuning in, and we'll keep on rocking it here at Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Till next time.
The Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Stay tuned for our next upcoming new episodes each Wednesday and Saturday. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review to help us to serve you best. As a reminder, you can get your free Meditate and Make Money meditation at www.yoursacredpurpose.com to rock your sacred purpose. Goodbye for now, everybody.